speaking on actors and different people in Hollywood, I have a funny story here. Uh, I know my co-host Issa. She loves these things. She loves these moments where we just find celebrities in their funniest, weirdest hour, and that just so happens to be Ben Affleck. He was in Hollywood. He got his Mercedes Benz stuck between two other cars, and he got stuck. He couldn't get out. So the story is he kind of just waited for somebody to help him, stood outside, smoked a cigarette, and there's people filming him. And he just really. Have you ever been in that situation where you're parallel parked and you can't get out?
Where
if you can parallel park.
I can parallel park. I can. Sometimes it takes me a couple tries, but I can do it. I can always do it. I know how to parallel park. The problem with parallel parking is you are completely reliant on the people around you, like in the case here with Ben Affleck, where if the people around you give you space, then you can be a little flexible. I'm going to have to parallel park later today, and I'm getting a little nervous about it. But Ben Affleck, I feel like Ben Affleck is one of those real, like, authentically human actors where there's very few of those, but he doesn't shy away from just being a Boston-born, just regular dude. I feel like that's kind of part of his brand. So he just had that Super Bowl campaign with Dunkin' Donuts where they shot him serving coffee and donuts to people as part of a commercial, which I thought was super fun. When I saw that was a thing on TMZ, it was like Ben Affleck is serving coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. I was like, that's got to be a Super Bowl commercial. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, there it is. I think it's cool that he just kind of embraces being a regular dude. There's so many celebrities that lose touch of that once they make it. And this kind of thing happens to real people. Now he's just smoking a cigarette and just trying to get through his day.
His life. Try to get home to Jennifer Lopez.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, worst comes to worst. At the worst case scenario, Ben, you're going home to Jennifer Lopez. Worst case scenario.
Tow truck or not, whatever you need to get out. I mean, you're going home to jail.
Yeah. Like, Ben Affleck's worst day is still a pretty good day for me.
Yeah. And it's funny. You can see on his face, like, throughout time, he's kind of just got, like, he went from being like a smiley guy. Now he's just like, it is what it is, man. Like, he's done it all. He's been through hell. He's been in some fantastic movies. He's with Jennifer Lopez. I mean, he just
strikes me as the type of guy that at this juncture in his life probably gets a little angry at people standing up at the end of a plane flight and clapping for the pilot. I feel like that's where he's at in his life. And I listen, I'm recently 30. I get it. I understand it. I feel that way. I intimately connect with that. He would be a very good modern aged Larry David. I suspect that he registered that there were all of these pedestrians watching him in this moment, and he recognized there's nothing I can do about this.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I recently just turned 32 back in January, and it's like a switch went off where, like, I just feel, I don't know, things, I don't know. I get it. I get what you're saying. And I look at him and I'm like, I get it. Like, I just do. It's kind of funny.
I mean, it's one of those things like you're going 33 and a 30 and you get pulled over. You're like, oh, goodness. Like, am I really being bothered with this right now? That's the vibe that Ben Affleck gave me. And that, now, correct me, he was able to get some help and get out in a relatively timely fashion, correct?
Yeah. But the point is, he just it was kind of funny just to see him, like, get out. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to smoke a cigarette and just let it be.
You do, man? You got to do something. Some of us smoke cigarettes. Some of us have caramel whiskey with us that we carry around everywhere and take shots of before we go on air, before we do any show. Who's to say? It couldn't be me. But I think that it's just one of those things that it reminds people that celebrities are real people and they have real life problems that we all go through. They have kids that go to preschool, and these are things that all of us deal with.
Well, let me ask you, how are you with road rage? Do you get that at all? Do you just I mean, we're both Jersey boys, so I think it's
Jersey
in the DNA.
Guys. We're both Jersey guys. I went to school in Connecticut, which, by the way, I believe that Connecticut has the worst drivers in the country. I really firmly believe that.
Oh, man.
And I know that's not like a popular stereotype, but I would put Connecticut against anybody as the worst drivers in the country. Then I went from Connecticut to Florida, where Florida's might be the second worst drivers in the country.
Yeah.
So do I have road rage? Yes, I do have road rage. And not in the sense that I speed. I don't speed, but I have no patience for people. None whatsoever. And if you are not using your blinker, I will lay on that horn and I will let you know.
That's a Florida thing.
Oh
that's a Florida thing. Just swerve over. They don't.
Oh my goodness!
I believe my road rage. I give some great promos in my car. I can tell you when I'm driving, I'm just screaming and yelling, and
mine is more a sarcastic response. I'm very sarcastic to myself. There's nobody around, and I just start. Oh yeah, of course. Okay, no, by all means, go ahead. Yeah, like that sort of vibe. Which again,
I do that with people.
You do that with people too. Yeah, I mean, I think I probably.
If I have people in the car, I'm sarcastic. But if I'm by myself, it's 0 to 100 very, very quickly.
I also give a lot of credit to people who cut me off and say, "Wow, you've got some BDE, some big, you know what energy there, buddy. You must be huge."
Yep.
That's
no,
where
I asked because in this situation, I'd probably be flipping out. Like, how do people park like this? Like, to get stuck in a. I think
he recognizes that people know who he is, so he can't react like that because they're taking their phones out and then it goes viral. I mean, you have to be cognizant of that stuff.
Yep. Where I live here in Jersey, I mean, I have street parking for where I live, so a lot of the time it's parallel parking. And I've been in positions before where I had to it's like a 50-point turn just to get out of the spot. And I drive an SUV, so it's like,
yikes.
Yeah. And my car is my baby. I have a Bronco, and I love that thing to death. And I'm like, don't scratch. And the road rage is real.
If you want to see all our videos about real news stories that are funny, stupid, or weird, click the subscribe button below. Otherwise, we'll start posting spoilers about your favorite new movies.